Hi, and welcome to JD's Long Box and another episode of JD's Sketchbook. This time around, we're going to take a look at some inking supplies. So we have the Dr. Martin's Black Star ink, and to go with that, I have some of these Modelata Art Brush Tower synthetic brushes. I have these Japanese calligraphy brushes that I bought in Kyoto really cheap. They were like 75 yen for both of them, which is less than $1. So we'll test them out. I don't really have high hopes for them, but they're kind of a souvenir, so I'd like to see how they work. This one is the Winsor & Newton Series 7, and this is the brush that most professional inkers swear by. So I'll give it a test and see how it compares to these cheaper brushes. Then we have the old standby microliner Micron pens. And these little bit higher grade Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens. And these, as you can see, are also micron tipped. I'm going to be testing them on Strathmore Bristleboard Smooth Bristle Series 3 Better. This is the same paper. I just tore out a sheet and basically ripped it in half to make it smaller. Okay, let's get started. Let me set up my supplies. I've got the Dr. Martin's ink and a paper towel to catch any spills, and then a sheet of ordinary typing paper I'll use to shape the brushes on. I'm going to start with the Modelata No. 9 brush. I'll make a few straight lines. Honestly, it doesn't release the ink very well. It's a rather thin brush, but as you can see, it's not the thinnest of lines. They're kind of thick lines. It's starting to soften up now that the bristles are wet. Now that it's working a bit smoother, I'll throw down a set of lines, trying to keep them consistent. I also practice some different brush strokes. Now I'm switching over to the No. 2. And right from the beginning, I'm not very happy with this one. The bristles are very uneven. I'm sure that people that are more experienced are going to say you're gripping it too tight or too close to the end. I've really done very little inking with brushes, so any tips I'll take into consideration. You can leave me some advice in the comments section. I'm feeling a little more comfortable with this brush now that it's loosening up. Time to switch to the Japanese calligraphy brush. This is a really fat brush, so I'll practice making different line shapes. Starting wide and then going thin. It does make a nice clean line. Judging from these tools, I think I would need a lot of practice before I was going to ink a comic book page. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to just open the box, put down some ink lines, and I'd be good to go. But I'm just learning how much pressure I need, what kind of line shapes I can make, how steady my hand has to be, and I still have a lot to learn. But with that said, this calligraphy brush, I feel I'm making cleaner lines. Now we're going to move on to the Winsor & Newton Series 7, and this is the number 3 size. This one is made of actual organic sable fur. Yeah, this one is fun. This one's nice. Just in how liquidy, how fluid the ink comes out. I can make quick straight lines and controlled shapes. It's starting to dry out, and even dried it's still making nice lines. I still feel like I need a lot of practice, but I can make real nice thin lines. It might not look like it, but I'm actually making very fine lines here. And I can make nice thick lines. I mean, if I was going to pick any of these brushes to use, this is by far the winner. It's more expensive than the other brushes by about 10 times, but it's made out of superior materials, and the ink just flows off of these bristles. Yeah, now it feels like I'm actually inking something. Make some curved shapes and some hatch lines. And that's my test of the ink brushes. The Modelata synthetic brushes, the really cheap Japanese calligraphy brush, and the Winsor & Newton. This one is definitely the one to stick with. The others are really cheap, but I think with a lot of practice you could learn to work with them, and then when you're ready, make the investment to move up to the Winsor & Newton brushes. Hope you liked this episode of JD Sketchbook. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Be on the lookout for part 2 where I test the pens. Or if you want more comic book reviews, you can check out the other videos on my channel. Until next time, I'm JD, and this box is closed.